That really is just something that I would do. Look, tonight we are discussing Black and brown trans gay people, Black and brown community under the LGBTQIA plus, and then some, and then more. I don't want to see no transphobia. You're getting kicked out. I don't want to see no homophobia. You're getting kicked out. These are people. These are human beings. This is our community. These are our brothers and sisters. These are our babies. So keep it cute tonight. Keep it real cute on tonight. We are going to get into pose. Okay, I gotta learn how to do all of that. I gotta get it down. Hello, welcome to the room. Let me get some more people in here and see what's going on. I had to get that disclaimer as well. You know what? I have to say, my audience is really, really, really good with not being weird about gay people and trans people. And I'm so happy. I know that's y'all, but I'm so happy I get to be amongst a community that not only loves film and TV and celebrating Black stories and Black characters, but that just respects humanity. And I've been speaking to a lot of people for many years. This channel is about 6 years old. I handle often social issues and the ills of society. And I've spoken to men, I've spoken to white people, I've spoken to so many people. And to just ask them to respect humanity is such a big deal. And you wouldn't believe it, but it is such a big deal. And I just can't believe that it takes that much work to get people to respect humanity. Hello, Just Nicole. Hello, CJ. People are slowly trickling in. We're going to give it a minute. If you're not doing so by now, please go ahead and follow me on social media. JustLatasha on Instagram, JustLatasha404 on Twitter. And of course, I do go live twice a month over on Patreon. Now, is it only 6 episodes this season in Pose? Is that, I'm hearing word on the street, is that's what I'm hearing. It feels like they're trying to kick this show out the bucket. Like, it feels like they're going so fast with so little. And it's just like, dang, can we get like an elongated final season? Because the last time we're going to spend time with these characters and these stories and really have these conversations. And they just showing it on out. Like, damn. Now, my bedtime is a strict 9:30, 10 p.m. The beauty regime. Like, I gotta be in bed. So I stayed up for episode 1. I'm going to be doing episode 2 live on my Patreon Saturday, May 8th, 3 p.m. EST. Now on Patreon, usually when I do the bi-monthly live exclusive shows, it's like every other Sunday is how I do it. But this Sunday is Mother's Day. And I really did want to catch up with the times, because when I'm back next Monday, as usual, here, 6 p.m. EST live, we'll be taking off with episode 3. So if you guys want to see the dissection for episode 2, after tonight's episode 1, that will only be on patreon.com/JustLatasha this Saturday, May 8th, 3 p.m. EST, midday. Shit ain't open yet. Y'all ain't got nothing to do. Y'all ain't got nowhere to go. Unless y'all breaking the rules. Hello, where y'all at? Hi, Shenandoah. Hi, Momi. First, we're only giving 3 seasons, and then we're being left with just 6 episodes. 7. So D. Abrams is saying 7 episodes. What's up, BD? I read that it was never meant to be a long-running series. That's unfortunate because it's so good. And tonight we will be discussing the possible ending of the series, which if you were on Twitter last night, keeping up with the conversation, people have already suspected this ending, which we will come to at the end of this dissection. So again, tonight we're going to be dissecting episode 1. This Saturday on patreon.com/JustLatasha, we'll be dissecting episode 2. I'll be back next Monday to dissect live here for you, 6 p.m. EST, episode 3. And then we're doing it. We're in it. We're doing it. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, let's just jump right in, y'all. Let me see where everybody else is going to be at. And all my life, I thought this was season 4. I don't know where I thought that other season was at. This is only 3 seasons. That's really crazy. That's really, really, really crazy. We are here for Pose, darling. Get your voguing on. We are hitting the dance floor. We are going to do it. All right, let's start with an opening shot. This episode was so spiritually moving. Metaphorically, it was brilliant. And it was really touching. So we gonna heal tonight. We gonna feel tonight. And it's gonna be beautiful. Oh my gosh, we're gonna have such a good night tonight. Thank you, Shenandoah, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And Shenandoah says, hey family, haven't seen this yet, so I'll catch the replay. Just want to support. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I like that energy. I like that energy. Coming with the energy. All right. Opening shot taking place 1994. We are full on in the 90s. Electra's job is shut down. She worked at Hellfire, and there's a cop that says they are shutting it down because y'all are spreading that disease. And as we look at the closing of Hellfire, we see a color here that is prominent, that will be prominent for the entire episode. This color is red. Now, if Hellfire is shut down, where shall hell reside? Right up here, okay? Hell is coming to earth, right up here. So just some background information, some fast facts. 1994, AIDS becomes the leading cause of death for all Americans ages 25 to 44. Now here's the catch-22 with a fact like that, okay? Gay and Black people / African descendants were targeted as the leading carriers of the HIV virus and AIDS. Then you have society's ignorance, homophobia, transphobia, creating a suffocation in the workplace, forcing trans people and gay people to engage in sex work in order to survive, right? And if you're cutting off their line of work, Electra works here. This is the safest form of sex work that she can access to help herself survive. If you're shutting down an area like that, that would cause them to engage in unsafe ways to do sex work in order for them to survive. And Bianca says something here right in the next scene. She says, shutting these places down won't stop people from having sex or keep them safe. And that's very, very, very true. So you have these people who are making it harder for a group of people to survive. And then when they do uncommon things to access survival, to access life, you're shaming them for the way that they do it. Well, what is it going to be? Are you going to help us or not? Okay, this is what they're facing. So you have a lack of info. You have ignorance about the virus, period. You have ignorance surrounding the LGBTQ community. And you're not providing people with resources to help themselves. So all of this for this community is a losing game. And that's still very much true to this day for so many people, especially Black and brown trans women. That's still very true. So really quick, stopping by the Janet Mock speech. I know y'all saw it over the weekend. I don't want to get too into it. It's messy. It's a lot of speculation. I don't want to do that to Miss Girl. Here's what I will say about the speech she gave over the weekend, the Pose season 3 premiere party. So Pose itself, the show, is integral to the humanization of Black and brown, gay and trans community, who, because of all of the work that they've done for their community, actually gave us so much freedoms today. It gave us so many humanitarian freedoms today off the backs of Black and brown trans women, right? And so what Janet Mock did was expose the makers of the show for underpaying her as the executive producer and director. Her rate was crazy. And so her rate was crazy and she is top dog. Her name is high up on that list. You can imagine what the rest of the cast makes. So it's this really fine line between making a show like this that celebrates and uplifts and humanizes this community, because the more visibility they have, it's just a matter of having the rest of us unlearn our biases and our ignorances. And to know that a show like this is still not paying this community fairly while supporting and uplifting them, those are really one of the saddest cruxes of Hollywood, right? Because we ask them to open the door and they do it and it helps, but it don't help right. It doesn't help fairly. So those are the kind of things that like we really, really, really need to pay attention to. Y'all, can I tell y'all, I had the wrong date of this video. I had it's going live May 10th, and I had it labeled as season 4. My attention to detail on my resume, it's a lie. I'm not even gonna lie. When I write attention to detail on my resume, that is a bold-faced lie. But I'm glad y'all here. I'm glad y'all made it. I tried to change it like right before I went live so it wasn't confusing, but I think I still threw a hella people off. Like, I don't know. If y'all follow me on social media, you would see I was posting that this video was going live today, but that's my bad. That's on me. That's on me. So we have a war. If Hellfire is closed and there would be hell on earth, we would have a war between hell versus heaven. If you guys can look at Lamar, a former pipsqueak who's rising up to his own power as the leader of the House of Cons, who's coming for Bianca in her house of Evangelista, who was previously crowned Mother of the Year. She has her titles, she has her wins, her house has a name, and he wants all of that. So here's a thing, and I want to see what you guys think as well. When I was watching this, there was a lot of emphasis about we got to dance it out, we're going down to the ball, when they have like heavier things to take care of. Like, people are dying, they're out of jobs, the world is on fire, it's the 90s in NYC. I used to get crack vials stuck in my LA gears as a kid playing in the park. Like, the 90s in New York City was real, okay? Thank you for my parents who protected me from all of that. So it seems strange that their answer and that their go-to was like to run off to the ballroom and dance. And I was just kind of like, why are they? And I saw people tweeting that too, like, oh, their biggest thing is to dance, like, and there's so much trauma going on. But I thought about it just a little more. I think this is displaying exactly why this ballroom is so important, right? Because this community is surrounded by this darkness, by this hellfire. So they need an escape and they need a way to celebrate and protect each other. And to be honest with y'all, we do the same thing all the time. We dilute our bad experiences with something light and great. We go down to the bar, we go to the movies, we go to see our friends. If something real bad's happening, you need something else, right? That's how important this ballroom is. So I had to give that a little bit of thought, because that would be the answer. And of course, they got to make a TV show. They got to get down and pose. Okay. So think about it. What people, places, and things makes you feel valuable when the world is confirming your death? Where do you run? Let's take a look at Lamar, how he visually aligns with the gates of hell, right? He's dressed in red. He's got those stripes. He literally looks like Hellfire. Versus Bianca, who visually aligns with the sign that confirms it's closed. You can't be here. Hellfire is shut down. So we have this war between this heaven and this hell. Now, let me tell you something about Lamar as well. Lamar, this baby, this former pipsqueak, all he wants is power. He wants to feel valued, and this ballroom trophy and that title will confirm his value, because he's never had that. He's never been confirmed. He always plays the back and he don't win, and he hasn't made a name. He has never been confirmed. And people who maneuver their life unconfirmed, oppression could look like power. I want to take what you got. I'm starving. I'm going to steal your food. And this is what it looks like when power gets confused, right? When you learn to oppress as power. Sometimes people come for your crown instead of having the ability and the wherewithal to uplift their own. I had this guy, real quick story. I had this guy that I knew who saw me on the Grapevine TV, and he admired me and he really loved all the work that I was doing. But he says to me, you know what? I'm going to get on the Grapevine and I'm going to argue with you. Like, I'm going to argue with you. And I thought about that. I'm like, Grapevine is not about arguing and like beating people. It's about sharing ideas in a debate about social conversation. So the fact that his mindset was, I'm a argue with you. It's like, I admire you. I want to be the next you. And in order to be the next you, I have to take you down. Baby, I'm not going anywhere. The guy, I guess you can't get on the Grapevine. But I'm just saying, I'm not going anywhere. Beating me isn't going to knock me off my throne. How about you sit on your own throne? They don't like that. Why they don't like that? BD says Lamar was talking reckless in this episode. A Barty says Lamar really bothered me because I don't know where this hostility is coming from. It's coming from that insecurity. It's coming from that chip on his shoulder. He needs to matter. This is why you can't take upset people too personally, because they got a storm raging inside of them. They really got nothing to do with you. You're just the face of their own projections. Okay? Just Nicole says, when Kevin Bacon danced around in Footloose when he was upset, people praised it. I don't want to hear negative words about LGBT plus people dancing when they're upset. Michael Jackson turned into a whole zombie to get his 8 count off. Let's just let people be people, okay? It wasn't no compliment, CJ. He wanted to access the power he saw in me. You ain't gonna get it through me. That's it. That's all that was. Let's talk about hell on earth. Let's pay attention to this red. Let's pay attention to this hellfire. What becomes hell on earth for these two houses? Angel's beauty is replaced on the dance floor. The cons are putting pressure on the House of Evangelisa's title. And look, when it comes to this community and this space, their social status is their currency. It's that exchange of power. It's taking up space, right? So not only can they go into the real world and work, but they're losing their value in their own world of celebration and confirmation, mattering less in a space that affirms you. And Pray Tell even says a quote here as well, when the House of Evangelista originally loses to the House of Cons, beware the wrath of God. That's got to be heartbreaking. Because you can't be queen forever, okay? You can't be queen forever. It's not easy. But that moment when it happens, it was like when Cisco wasn't the thong song king no more. He didn't take it very well. And I say that as his former #1 fan. He didn't take that very well. He didn't, okay? So let's get a little started. Let's talk about heaven on earth. Jeremy Pope, what's your deal? You come here often? Do you hang around? Or between Jeremy Pope and Coleman Domingo, you cishet men gotta step your game up. Y'all gotta step it up. These men are fine. These men are so damn fine. Oh my God. Okay. We have this golden yellow feeling like joy. We have the color white looking heavenly, and just this soft, safe space of affirming love. And it is so imperative to see trans women, Black trans women be loved on. It's so integral to society to see Black trans women be loved. However, and I'm going to talk about MJ's, Bianca, excuse me. I'm going to talk about Bianca's problem all at once here because we got other things to hit on for this dissection. But Bianca in this soft space is projecting, honey. Projecting. Because let me tell you this. Sometimes finally finding joy is hell. I'm gonna break that down for you, right? Look at these stripes on that headboard. Even when they come together later to speak more about their love and their relationship, there are these yellow bricks behind her, right? That joy and that heaven is sort of encaged, entrapped, imprisoned, locked up. Something's being blocked. Because when her boyfriend wants to take a step forward in their relationship, Bianca kind of overreacts, right? She has this big reaction. So what can make someone resist so much to safety and joy? Well, she's operating this new space with her old wounds. She's bringing something from the past, something that's dead and gone, and she's making it exist here. Making is the word that we should listen to. She's making it exist here. So if you're feeling vulnerable enough, because allowing love, romantic love, could be scary, bitch. I'm not even gonna lie, okay? Allowing new romantic love could be scary if you have been hurt so bad in the past, but you have to be vulnerable enough. You have to let that guard down enough to allow the light in, allow joy, peace, love, safety. And if hurt finds you again, what we do? Don't we blame ourselves? Then we say, see, I knew I shouldn't. See, this is why I don't. See, I'm never going. And we put that guard right back up. Got them stripes, got them bricks, got that cage, you locked down. And we're thinking of it in a backwards way, right? Because keeping your guard up to you could feel like protection. Well, I ain't going to love him until he showed me, until he proved, until, but really, you are blocking your blessings. You thought being guarded was protecting you, but you are blocking your blessings and not allowing yourself to feel the full vitality of the love that's being offered to you. That was a self-drag, by the way. That ain't had nothing to do with y'all. That had to do with me. I'm reading myself through posts to y'all so we can all learn together. Okay, we got it. We got it. Cool. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's talk about Angel and Papi. So now, let's ask this question. It's a war between heaven and hell. So let's look at Angel and Papi. Where do you create hell where there is none? Now let's look. What do the colors say? Right? We got the white and the yellow, that heavenly joy. Right? You could be experiencing this heaven space, but Angel got on what color? That red lit on her big mouth, coming and causing a ruckus at his job. Bring it in the hell, girl. Bringing in the hell, huh? She is bringing in the hell with her. Are you prepared for your partner's glow up? Because what happens so many times is that couples complain when they're in a struggle love, but when success comes for one of you, that shifts the power dynamics. And that shifts the kind of love you're experiencing. And that shifts the expectations. And that shifts the person that you thought you knew. It changes so much. Because what was Papi? Papi was just a little lover boy in the background supporting Angel. She was becoming a supermodel. He was just a little puppy dog following her around. But Angel's losing her success. Can't be a queen all the time. Angel's losing her success. And Papi, on the other hand, in that City View office, that glass cubicle, he's up and it's up and it's up and he's stuck. Angel don't like that. It gets real weird around there. Angel don't like that. So we have her projecting. She feels self-rejected. So she's holding him accountable for rejecting and almost replacing her, right? She's asking him to confirm her value, and baby, it's already there. What you mad about? It's right here. So MJ and Angel share this similarity where they're coming to a heavenly space. They're coming to this love, and they're imprisoning their own joy. Now, there's another color here that's very prominent, and I had to think about this one. It's low key, I'm still thinking about it. Blue has started to appear at this stage of the episode, but I'm not going to talk about the meaning yet. I'm going to hold off. Just Nicole says, given how short-term and fickle the modeling industry is, what was Angel's long-term plan here? Crack cocaine. Mara says, bringing the drama where the money resides. Come on, baby, what is you doing? Right. What is you doing? Exactly. So let's talk about praise hell. Y'all seen what I did there? Praise hell. Now, in multiple scenes here, when we go into the string of his storyline, he is surrounded by white and yellow, but he's carrying a certain color around. He's carrying red around. He is carrying this hell around internally. And for good reason. He's dealing with his HIV status. He's constantly surrounded by the death of his friends and his lovers. And he has this growing alcohol addiction. And even in his world where he is heralded as this leader and this prestige figure, the master of ceremonies, the ballroom scene is changing too quickly to keep up. The icons are dying. The new kids coming in being weird and disrespectful. This is not even the place that he knows, right? He's carrying all that disturbance inside. And here's the thing, wherever you go, there you are. Hell is going to come with you to church. It'll come with you to your resting place. It'll come with you to your community. Your healing has to be intentional. Because what you see what Bianca, you see what Bianca did? She carried her wound from all the way back there. See, this is what happened when I tried to love somebody and meet the parents, and what happened in school. And she talking about all the stuff back here. And she brought it right up into the present with her. I want to remind you guys by this point, I will be dissecting episode 2 of Pose this Saturday, May 8th, 3 p.m. EST. JustLatasha, patreon.com/JustLatasha for the episode 2 live dissection, only on Patreon, baby. Ooh, Nicole says the gray suit is like that cloudy storm he is carrying. BD says, pray tell, going through it. I'm telling you, it's heavy. Okay, it's heavy. So let's talk about Cubby. This one tore me up, y'all. We have Cubby, a young adult dying of AIDS. And Cubby is kind, he's gentle, he's humorous, he keeps this light, even while facing the end of his life. And he thought he was estranged from his mother, and to his surprise, she's right there in the hospital ready to make amends for everything. I will never throw you out again. So let's look at the colors here. We do see red, but he's surrounded in white, and he's got that yellow hat on. The only hell Cubby has is his disease. But it didn't take over his outlook, his point of view, his self-value, his personal qualities. He didn't get bitter and mean and he stayed just the beautiful person he is, right? His body is marked with red wounds, but everything else untouchable. Joy is of the mind. It's your point of view wherever and however you are. And he asks, am I still beautiful? Yes, baby. Yes, you are. So we have more blue. If y'all see, there's more blue arising here in this episode. Anybody want to take a stab at what we think blue feels like? What blue could possibly be representing for all of these characters that we've seen so far? BD says, I didn't even recognize him when he first came on. Oh, yes. I hope I say this right. Skiwell, 55, wearing sunshine on his head. He got that joy on his mind. Yep. He got that joy on his mind. They didn't have to do Cubby like that. You know what, Sheems verses? This was my thing when they when we lost Candy as well. I think this show does a great job of making our favorites shockingly be taken away from us. And I remember when Candy was murdered, so many people did push back against the show. How dare you do this? She's a dark-skinned person. You're just killing characters for no reason, X, Y, and Z. This show is doing a brilliant job of showing you humanly what it feels like to suddenly lose your loved ones. This is what this community deals with all the time. Their favorites, their sisters, their best friends, their enemies that they didn't even mean to fight with like that. Murder, HIV, disappearance, poverty. Like, this is what it's like. So they're not doing anything to the characters, but they're showing you the reality of how you can be here one day and then the next day you're not. That's what it feels like. It should feel shocking and jarring, because that is what making us, people who don't have to deal with this, relate to this community. That's exactly what it's supposed to feel like. All right, so we're back to blue. Blue kind of grounded scenes. Nicole says the light blue in this scene makes me feel as if Cubby is at peace. Mara says it's a reality of that time now as well. You guys are guessing calmness, X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to answer yet. I want to wait a little bit. But I want to see where you guys are feeling the blue and what that means for how these characters are experiencing these moments in their lives. So we got calm, we got grounded. All right, let's see if any more guesses pop up as we move on. What's up, Michael Marsh? Let's talk about a war in love. We have more wars raging, okay? Between Prey and his partner, Ricky. Now, Ricky makes that yellow mac and cheese on that white stove, right? He's gonna give this love to his partner. But we have Prey Tell run into that drink soaked in red, right? Ricky making this food for Prey is attempting to make heaven while Prey is bringing in the hell. There's a war in love. So Prey does this thing where he forgets to even check in with his partner. He's not even concerned, not even a little bit. Ricky has this huge win as a dancer, which is not even easy. And Prey does this thing that happens in relationships when we have large age gaps, right? Prey gets really condescending. He gets a bit ageist with Ricky, and he's misusing his power. He's being condescending as if, okay, little boy, you don't understand. Well, he's man enough to be with you, lay with you, partner with you. But when you don't like what he says, now he's a little boy and you're trying to shut him down and you're being dismissive and rude. And this is also a big reason why it's frowned upon for someone of Prey Tell's age and position in the ballroom community to even be dating the younger kids, right? They're looking for homes, they're looking for protection, they're looking for safety, they're looking for family. And that power structure and that age gap and the desperation for these kids to want to feel safe becomes really messy when you put romance into there, right? This relationship is frowned upon in this community. And as you can see, Prey is not handling it well at all. So we can ask this question right here. Y'all hate mac and cheese on film. That's just what I decided. Y'all hate mac and cheese on film. It just always looks gross. It just always looks real bad. Let's ask this question right here before we move on. Can you love the demons out of someone? Is heaven enough to cast hell out? Crack! You don't want to smoke with me. This is a lace blunt. Them girls is on one, huh? Okay, so guys, I'm an old lady, right? I'm an old lady. I remember the OJ trial like it was yesterday. I was with my family. We were living in Queens. I was a child and we were glued. It's not that I was glued to the TV because I cared. Like, I didn't know who OJ was. I didn't even know like what was happening, but it was this intense police car chase. It was the biggest news story. And my two parents was next to me and we was just watching, right? And I could just hear my parents' voices chirping away with like their little bits of information and the little hypotheses of what's going to happen. And is he going? It was a moment. It was a moment, especially for Black America. But here's the weird thing. And I wondered if they got the color theory for this episode from this moment, because even the colors apply to O.J. Simpson himself. But we'll get to that. Black America bonded over whether or not this American hero, this beloved football player, killed his white wife. Now look, even in OJ's shot right here, playing football, you can see the white and the yellow behind OJ, playing football, being this superhero to America, being this athlete. This was his heaven. This was the greatest thing that could happen to him. This is a highlight of his life. However, let's look at the color on that jersey, that red, because whatever he became his hell. Whatever he did became his hell. So I wonder if they took this shot and made, their themes come out from there. So here's the weird thing about this, and I think this speaks to the complexities of human relationships, right? There was this hellish hope amongst Black America wishing that a Black man could get away with the horrid act that white men usually do. We were rooting for him to get off scot-free from killing a lady. A white lady. And I never thought about that. Why were we rooting for him to win? And it's weird because we watch white men do these terrible things and they get to walk, and sort of in protecting OJ as one of ours, we were like, well, he should be free too. And it didn't help that who he killed was a white person. I think that gave us less sympathy for the victim, because of all the horrid acts white people enact on Black and brown people. So we were rooting for him to be free of a murder charge as a family. That is the war. That is that hellish war, that heaven and hell battle between us. We wanna protect and love and wish him free, but shit, boy, you done did something crazy. Look, y'all already guessing. Are we sure he did it? Go on and argue. I'm not even picking that up. I'm not doing that. He's not Black. He's OJ. Nicola's going off in this chat. I can't. Okay. And this horrid event, this hell, is the event that calls Bianca's family back home, creating the heaven that she missed. She really wanted this moment. More crack. Okay. Real quick. Each character here has red and yellow / gold, or red and gold, because here's the thing. They're doing something that hurts them, right? Praytel can't stop having alcohol. Angel, is this Layla? Is this character's name Layla? They're smoking laced blunts. but they're enjoying it. They really enjoy these vices. And we do that, don't we? We find heaven in hellish activities. This is something that hurts us. It's something that deludes us. It's something that rots our bodies. And I say that as a drinker. We're like, but this is nice. But this is nice, okay? They're enjoying it. They found heaven in a hellish place. Real quick, why do we think Lulu, thank you. Why do we think Lulu is in a mirror? Now, if you are new to dissections, what I often say about mirrors, reflections, shadows, when your image becomes doubled, you have a hidden identity or a hidden agenda or a hidden intention. And if we look in this scene, Lulu is doubled. And she was the one who gave Angel the lace blunt. Now, she didn't tell her that it had a little crack in it, but she did not tell her that it had a little crack in it. So why do we think Lulu is split with two images? Yes, they played Brandy in this. Mara said, tell the truth, Latasha. We know OJ killed that lady. I ain't seen it. I don't know. I have no idea. Because that man is outside, isn't he? Isn't OJ running around outside? Brother, I ain't got no problems with your boy. Okay. Are we sure he did it? Nigga, I don't know. I'm not doing it. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not doing it. Y'all said she the devil. Hey. Smoke, drink, dance a little bit. It's just like when Papi was blamed for when Angel was on that stuff the first time. Mara says, smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Is she jealous of Angel? She wants to be Angel. She wants to destroy Angel. I don't know. Is that what Lulu's on? Is that the tip she's on? I guess she don't want to be alone. Share the fun with Angel. We'll see. We'll see how it reveals. BD said, yeah, something's going on with her. She can't be that upset about school to turn to crack. Okay. The word crack is funny. I'm sorry. It's hilarious. Everyone's just going to have to like put on their panties and get on with it. All right. So those are our guesses. She's jealous. She got, she's liking these, she likes these drugs and likes introducing it to Angel. She may want to take Angel's place. Just some guesses. We'll see how the season pans out and what Lulu is up to. All right. But we've got another mirror. And I've seen this conversation happen on Twitter as well. I was wondering why we saw this couple in a mirror. We're not seeing their true, we're not seeing the identities that they made us believe to be true. There's a secret identity here. We see this couple in a mirror, and I didn't know during this episode what that could be, but let's not miss it, okay? We see this here where Bianca agrees to meet her boyfriend's parents, and this is the first time we see hell appear in their relationship. Because anytime these two were together, it was white and yellow, white and yellow, white and yellow, that heavenly joy, right? But we see this big red bag in the frame because hell has appeared. There's an interruption here. And this is the point where we think we're going to go meet the family, but Cubby's hell takes a turn for the worst. We also notice that Blue reappears here again, but I'm going to save it. Let's check in with Cubby. Cubby's transition literally into heaven. He and his mother's angst has resolved, and instead of mourning, everyone surrounds this space with love instead. Let's talk about happy times. Let's remember the good times. Let's not do the sad stuff. And with that, with everyone who loves him surrounding him, takes his last breath. No more pain, no more fights, no more wounds. Now, Larry from the House of Cons visits late, misses Cubby's last moments, comes in all joyful, bragging about that ballroom title. And people just can't understand what he could possibly be so joyful about when you didn't visit, you late, he's already gone. Like, what could you be in here skipping about with your empanadas? Boy, I would slap you in the teeth. Here's my take of it. Larry is doing this toxic positivity thing that was a conversation. The everything's fine when you're surrounded and engulfed in flames. Everything's fine, right? This toxic positivity. When he has this powerless feeling of losing a friend, of needing to create a name for himself, of leaving a house that he was, like he's really just trying to stand on his own 2 feet and be somebody. He couldn't face his hell, right? He hid his hell in the heaven. This is the complete opposite that we saw Angel and Prey, who was doing, having heaven in hell, like, this is good, I don't care, fire is up, let's go. But Larry is having the exact opposite. He's hiding his hell in a heavenly space, pretending to be happy, eating food, skipping and winning tight. Like, baby, you're not okay. And that's okay. Like, you're not okay, and that's okay, right? So he had to learn his lesson here. And when finally hell closes, we can let heaven in. We can let heaven win. The 2 rival houses, Cons and Evangelista, come together in memory of Cubby. Evangelista wins over the Cons, but reminds the ballroom of why they're even here in the first place, right? This is not about ego. It's not about pride. It's not about titles. It's not about beating you and bragging rights. It's not about that. The reason why we're here is because of the community, the family, the support, the love, the protection, the celebration, the love, right? And we have Miss Electra reforming these visual parallels to when we first saw her job close at the start of the show, right? They've replaced this bad situation with this celebratory, winning, big new experience. Because all this boils down to, and that's for all of us, this human experience, all it boils down to is your choice and perspective. What is your point of view? Are you going to be caged in hellfire, or are you going to set yourself free in heavenly joy and love? And you would think this is a good thing. You would think this is a good thing, y'all. I'm worried. Y'all hear them sirens going on my end? I'm worried. This don't look good, y'all. I thought we won. I thought we're celebrating. I thought we're happy. I thought we're joyous. Why do it look like this? If y'all like anything in TV and film, stay away from that red. Well, unless you bumping and grinding, then that's passionate. But none of that is not happening here. We're talking about hellfire. And instead of Bianca meeting her boyfriend's family, he comes and meets hers after this big win, after the trophy, after they reset their why of why they do ballroom. This joyous celebration looks like this. Reminder, I am only dissecting episode 2 on Patreon. If you are not a patron, you're going to miss episode 2 dissection this Saturday, May 8th, 3 p.m. EST. I'm worried, and we're going to talk. I'm worried. Y'all, this does not look good. This does not look good. And they selling us these happy feelings, but I don't buy it because I knows what I knows what I know. I'm worried. Bianca makes this huge, beautiful choice that she wants to be a nurse and she's going to change her life and she's going to be of service to the health and care of others. Beautiful moment. She's expanding, she's growing, she's on this new path. But this looks like the opposite of where we started. We watched Hellfire Club be closed in those bars, those stripes. We watched Hellfire be encaged, right? Hell is locked up. And here, all the way on the other side of this episode, this white, this heavenly space looks like a cage. We have pops of red surrounding Bianca. We've got pops of red, pops of hell surrounding Bianca. We have Bianca in a pinstripe suit, those stripes coming back, right? These stripes encaging us. Y'all want me to say it? Because this is what they was saying on Twitter last night. Y'all want me to say it? If heaven is a cage, it's given Final Destination. To me. I hope I'm wrong. It's giving Final Destination. Is heaven Bianca's last stop? And the last we saw Cubby, he was shrouded in white. Him and his mother, clothed and soaked in that heavenly white. We're seeing the same here with Bianca. I didn't want to do it. I'm sorry. Don't yell at me. I didn't want to do it. It looks like it's Final Destination. It looks like she will be trapped and encaged in heaven. So let's finally get to that color blue. I'm sorry, y'all. Let's talk about blue. Do I keep saying Bianca or Blanca? Is it Blanca? She says Bianca. Is Blanca? Okay, to be fair, in the chat, the I and the L look exactly alike. Okay, I thought I was saying it right, and y'all been telling me the entire time I'm saying it wrong. It's Blanca. If there's anything you need to know about me, I'm never going to know a character's name. I don't know why that is, and that's actually in real life true as well. Like as soon as you say, hey, what's up? My name is, I have to like do a dance and song in my mind to be like, don't you goddamn forget. I don't know why. But I know everything else. I'm never going to know a character's name. I had to Google Ricky's name today. It's just never going to stick. Okay, so it is Blanca. My bad, y'all. All right, let's talk about blue. Any last guesses on what blue means? And I'm showing you all the shots where we have seen blue. We have seen blue when we saw Cubby. We've seen blue on Blanca's nursing administration application folder. We actually saw Electra in blue when we first saw Electra and Blanca team up together to go meet Lamar. Papi in that blue. Blue when Cubby died. Blue when Blanca and her man was in the mirror. What's our final guess on what this color is giving. Nicole, I be calling characters by their real names. That's MJ. Blanca. And you've got to understand, every time I see Electra, I'm always like, Dominique. Oh, that's Dominique. Like, and I have to change it. Oh, Billy. I'm sorry. Pray. Excuse me. Pray. It's just not, it's just not going to do the thing. Michael Marsh guesses blue is faith, love. Skiwell guesses blue can be strength. Blue equals peace or being at peace, says Nicole. CJ still screaming, no. Reminder, I will be dissecting episode 2 exclusively and only on Patreon this Saturday, May 8th, 3 p.m. EST, right before we celebrate our Mother's Day. Papi is at peace with his life, worry-free. Cubby is in a peaceful place. Well, let me see. I was really trying to figure out blue, and I still, to be honest, don't have a definite answer, but I'm just going to give my guesses towards like the feeling, like what I was picking up from what it was laying down. And I had to think about where blue appeared, what was happening between the characters, where we saw blue. And usually where we see blue is when a character is transitioning, right? And I was asking, I was like, does it mean hopes and dreams? I saw that in the chat too. Does it mean like these are your hopes and dreams? This is the life you want. This is the life you're aiming for, but don't quite have yet in your grasp. Is it about your purpose? I felt like Cubby's death taught and reminded this community what they do ballroom for, why they hang out together, like what's it all for? It was a lesson for Cubby's mother to be like, put the silliness inside and come love on your son. Or is it about your gift to the community? What are you serving? Like Blanca's getting ready to be a nurse, so he's getting ready to serve her community. Cubby's death served the community. The ballroom serves the community. I was really just thinking about it, but I feel most settled on transition, because if we're thinking of the war between heaven and hell, there's a middle ground between the two, sort of this purgatory, this waiting place, right? Which way are you going to go? So when I saw blue, I said, okay, well, Cubby could be transitioning from life to death. Electra is transitioning, when we saw her in the beginning, from working at Hellfire to becoming a boss bitch. Like, you're meant to be rich. You're meant to be luxurious. Get your money popping. Shout out to Money Making May. We're making money this month, okay? And Blanca advised Electra, like, you should start your own thing. I don't even understand like why you haven't done that yet. So we saw Electra in blue. Blanca and the squad down to the ballroom, covered in this blue light, becoming top of the class to these losers, transitioning into these losers right in front of their eyes. Angel is no longer the most beat face. Blanca is no longer title winner, mother of the year, like she's no longer that thing. We saw Blanca in this purple scrubs while she's sitting with Cubby, right? And purple is the marriage between blue and red. So I thought that was her moment from transitioning to being this sort of assistant to saying, okay, I'm going to step into it. I'm going to be a nurse. I want more. I want to do more, right? And her being a bit disturbed, a bit wounded from not yet being that thing. Ricky and Angel, not Ricky and Angel, Papi and Angel. How his newfound success is transitioning the power dynamics of their relationship, is making Angel really insecure, and we hadn't seen her like that before. Or Blanca and her boyfriend transitioning into this deeper part of their relationship. Come meet my family. That's a big step for them. So we saw them in blue, even though it didn't happen. So if we're looking at that final shot, where Blanca is on her way to apply to be a nursing student. She's going to be a nurse. Once she transitions into her new journey, that red pops up. Will the wound or the hell of her disease take it all? She's on this new journey. It should be joyous. It should be celebratory, but will her disease take this all? Will this be her last purpose? I want to thank you guys for being here for another live dissection. You guys know I'll be giving this powerful hour with you guys. If you're not doing so already, please follow me on social media. I am JustLatasha on Instagram, JustLatasha404 on Twitter. I'll be going live for the dissection of episode 2 of Pose this Saturday, 3 p.m. EST, May 8th. So excited to do that because that premiere was long as hell, child, and we doing one episode at a time, okay? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Shenandoah, for my super chat. Again, do not leave without subscribing. Do not leave without turning on your notification bells. Do not leave without throwing hearts up in the chat, because this right here is a love room. Thank you for being humans. Thank you for being positive. Thank you for being energetic and brilliant and bright and fun, as usual, every night as you guys do. I'm going to get out of here. All right. Let me know what else you saw in this episode, what other thoughts you had in the chat, and I'm going to peace out. Bye, y'all.